Reasons to Stay Alive Summary on the Political Reasons for the Materialization of Contemporary Human Beings, Part 13 on the theme of contemporary human confusion by Oriental philosophers. In the last lecture, we discussed the reasons for the materialized philosophy of life of contemporary human beings. Well, there are not only philosophical reasons for the materialization of contemporary human beings but also political reasons. Well, this political reason is the combination of dialectical materialism and the tyranny of the Communist Party of China. It is the tyranny of the Communist Party of China. Its existence and the global expansion of communist centralism being carried out by the Chinese Communist Party tyranny. We say that any kind of ideological theory, when it exists only in a simple cultural form, expresses the crystallization of human wisdom, and is a valuable pursuit and attempt of human spiritual exploration. However, once any kind of ideological theory is combined with autocratic politics, once it becomes the ideological basis of autocratic politics or the defense type of theory, then this kind of ideological theory will immediately alienate into an evil force against human nature, and it will immediately degenerate from the crystallization of human wisdom to a force that destroys human freedom of thought. This is an iron law that has been repeatedly proved by history. Like Christianity in those days, it used to be a religious sect that was destroyed and persecuted, but when the doctrine of Christianity and Christian theology was regarded as the state religion of ancient Rome, Christianity immediately changed from an ideological sect that was destroyed and persecuted to a spiritual tyrant that destroyed the freedom of human thought, and thus produced the millennium darkness of the Middle Ages. Then, the contemporary dialectical materialism of Marx and the tyranny of the Communist Party of China are combined together. On the one hand, Marx's dialectical materialism constitutes the philosophical basis of the tyranny of the Communist Party of China. On the other hand, it also becomes the spiritual tyrant of 1.4 billion Chinese people. The so-called dialectical materialism is nothing but the illegitimate child of the sophistry of ancient Greece and the ideological adultery of modern European materialism. The illegitimate child of this theory has now become the spiritual tyrant of 1.4 billion Chinese people thanks to the blessing of the Chinese Communist Party's tyranny. The tyranny of the Communist Party of China, in his so-called preamble to the Constitution, clearly stipulates that Marxism is the guiding ideology that all Chinese people must follow, which means that dialectical materialism, as the philosophical basis of Marxism, has become the ideological Bible that Chinese people must follow under the support of the state terrorism violence of the Communist Party's tyranny. It has become the national study and national religion of the de facto Communist Party of China's tyranny. In my opinion, materialism is a very rough, very primitive, and vulgar philosophy. In the materialistic cause, man is nothing but a piece of matter, a piece of meat that can be happy, angry, sad, and happy. Materialism denies that the mind is the essence of life, that the mind is the leader of life, but he only regards the mind as an alternative manifestation of material laws. The so-called dialectics is a veil of thought that Marx stole from the wise men of ancient Greece and Hegel. Marx used this veil of thought to cover up the roughness, primitive and vulgarity of materialism, which is the so-called dialectical materialism, then dialectical materialism with the help of the violence of state terrorism of the Communist Party of China's tyranny turned the East Asian continent into a colony of materialistic spirit and thought, and through forced brainwashing, made itself a Bible of thought worshipped by the Chinese people. The result of this kind of spiritual colonial rule, the result of this kind of great brainwashing, is that the Chinese people, the largest ethnic group in the contemporary world, worship the following creed of life: people live, is a piece of material that will be happy, angry, sad, and happy; people die, is a piece of meat doomed to rot and stink. The spiritual nature of human beings is an illusion, and the real existence of human beings is a hot and wriggling physical greed. Humanistic history is nothing but the result of the pursuit of human physical greed, regarding the essence of human life as instinct, reducing people to a group, only understanding the hot creeping physical greed, which is a kind of sad and gloomy outlook on life, which is a kind of vulgar and intolerable outlook on life. Obviously, the worship of such a dialectical materialist philosophy of life, then, the contemporary Chinese people's material greed is inevitable. It is such a philosophical creed, constitutes one of the important reasons for the extreme degeneration of the contemporary Chinese national personality. The combination of dialectical materialism and the tyranny of the Communist Party of China not only leads to the degeneration of Chinese personality but also leads to the degeneration of the whole human race. Now, through the global expansion of communist totalitarianism, a comprehensive expansion of politics, economy, culture, and even military affairs, the Communist Party of China has become a country of origin for material greed and corruption all over the world. Through this global expansion of totalitarianism, the Communist Party's tyranny is corrupting the whole human race and the whole world with its physical greed. The totalitarian expansion of the Chinese Communist Party's tyranny is forming an important or the most important political reason for the materialization of contemporary human beings. As we have discussed many times before, the Chinese communist tyranny has used the outbreak of profits to lure international capital, so that the Chinese communist tyranny and its tens of millions of corrupt officials, international capital, and the fat cats of Wall Street have formed a devil's alliance of mutual benefit transmission. At the same time, through their united front activities, the Communist Party of China's tyranny used money and beauty, the most charming manifestation of this physical greed, to corrupt the elite class of white left governance around the world. In short, the Chinese communist tyranny is exporting the lure of physical greed to the world through the global expansion of communist totalitarianism. They are making international capital, white left politicians and scholars rot in sexual greed, and they are making the whole international community rot in sexual greed. From this discussion, a conclusion naturally emerges, that is, the combination of dialectical materialism and Chinese communist tyranny, the existence of Chinese communist tyranny, and the global expansion of centralism of Chinese communist tyranny are the most important political reasons for the materialization of contemporary human beings.